Hi everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about pay flow in Google Pay. So in Google Pay every payment has to happen via NPCA service. Why? So as part of UPI regulations, every payment should happen every payment request will go through NPCA service, because this is to reduce the frauds that are happening, and there are multiple other reasons. So that's why every payment request will go through NPCA service, and then it will in the back end it will talk to banks, and then it will get done with the transaction, with the payment. So here is the flow for payment. So it is very simple. So in payment, what you will the inputs would be, this is the pay, would be either the payee UPI ID or the receiver mobile number. So first we will check for the mobile number whether it is a correct mobile number or not, or if it is a UPI ID, then we will check for a UPI ID. What we will do, we will do fetch contact details. It will fetch the contact details of that mobile number or the UPI ID. Once the contact details are fetched, if it is successfully fetched, then we'll proceed for the payment. So to proceed to payment, this is UPI pin must be entered, right, for the payment to happen. So Google Pay itself doesn't know the UPI pin, and only NPCA service will validate. Only the bank, not even the NPCA service, only the bank, the payee bank knows your UPI ID, UPI pin, not ID. So the UPI pin is carried from payment service to PSP service to NPCA service. So this should be very secured. So and the UPI pin must not be revealed to the Google Pay app itself. So what happens in the Google Pay app is, once the number or the amount, once the number or the UPI ID is validated, it will call the PSP SDK client, PSP client service. So the PSP client service resides in the Google Pay app, and it gets triggered. So what it does is, it opens a secured pin UI where you will enter your UPI pin, and then this UPI pin gets encrypted. So the encrypted UPI pin along with the payment info. The payment info was created by the Google Pay itself. The payment info will have the payer's UPI ID, payee UPI ID, GPay transaction ID, amount that wants to be timestamp, and then these are the details. And then the encrypted pin will be created by the PSP SDK, PSP client, and then this payment info will be sent to the payment service provider service. You see, there is this pay operation function that will be triggered, and this pay operation will directly route it to the NPCA service, because all the transactions should happen via NPCA service only. So and then the same functionality is provided by the NPCA service, and then once the NPCA service receive the request, in the backend it will verify the payer's the UPI pin, and then it will validate the PSP service as well, whether it is valid PSP service, whether the request was not modified. All those secured validations will happen in the back end of the PSP service. See, NPCA service, or not the PSP, NPCA service, and then the bank transfer will happen. NPCA service will route to the appropriate bank, the payee bank, and then the transfer will happen. If the transfer is successful or the transfer is failure, both the for both it will send a response via transaction fetch result. So if you see the transaction fetch result, it has a transaction list of transactions, but this is a single transaction, so you will have only one entity of transaction in it. And if there is any failures, then you will have the error in the list of in this list of errors, and then it will get sent to PSP service, and then PSP will send the response to payment service, and then Google Pay will display the transaction whether it is successful or failure. So this is how the payment happens. Thank you. This is all for the Google Pay payment flow. Please let me know if there is any improvement needed in this UML diagram, or any other suggestions you have. Thank you.